quick recap, I got a message from a random UK number telling me to go to the lake. The lake is somewhere me and my dead sister used to go together when things at home got too tough. Nobody else knew about it. So I questioned this message. I said, who is this? And then I got a voice note back, and it was her voice. It was broken and it was crackly, but it was her voice. My sister told me to go to the lake and get in the water. So I went to the lake and I ended up finding a stone with my name on it, and on the back it said, don't trust Dad. I stared at it for so long I thought I was going to pass out. Because here's the thing. After Mia died, Dad changed. And I don't mean in your typical grieving way. It was different. He was lighter. He smiled more. He said weird things like, some things are meant to happen to make room for peace. And I always told myself that it was his grief, because people grieve in different ways. But standing there, reading that stone with her voice note still reeling in my head, look under the water, I knew I had to get in that water. And inside, I found this tin box. It took me hours to get that box open when I got home. I ended up having to pry it open with a screwdriver. I found photos, printed photos, all of me and Mia from when we were kids, but these weren't normal family photos. These were secret, like they'd been taken from behind trees or through windows, like somebody had been watching us for years. And right at the bottom of the box, taped to the inside, was an ultrasound with Mia's name on it. She was pregnant, and the date on that ultrasound was 4 weeks before she died. I'm sitting on my bedroom floor holding this tin box that I found at the lake with my sister's ultrasound inside. And my brain just shatters, because nobody ever told me that my sister was pregnant. Not my parents, not her boyfriend, not even her. And all I keep thinking is, why would she hide that? Unless she didn't. Unless somebody else hid it for her. That night, I called my mum. I didn't even know what I was going to say. I just needed to tell somebody what I'd found. I told my mum about the box. I didn't even mention the ultrasound at this point before she said, you need to stop looking into all of this. There was no hello, no what are you talking about, just that, straight away. So I said, you knew, didn't you? And she went silent for so long that I thought the line had dropped out. Then she whispered, he'll hear me. And I said, who? Dad? And then she just hung up. That was 3 days ago, and she hasn't answered since. I've tried calling, I've tried texting, and eventually I went by the house. My mum's car was there, but it was my dad that answered the door. He told me that my mum had gone up north to visit her sister for a little while, but I was more than welcome to go inside. And normally I would never have had a problem with being in a house by myself with my dad, but right now, there was this glint in his eye. And there was something stopping me from asking, how did Mum get up north to see her sister if she didn't take her car? I was scared. So I got back in my car. I drove round the corner, I pulled up, and I got my phone out to call my aunt. My aunt, who had no idea what I was talking about, because she and my mum had no plans for my mum to stay. And she hadn't spoken to my mum in weeks. After I got off the phone to my aunt, who had absolutely no idea what I was talking about, I just sat in my car shaking, watching my parents' house from down the road. And then something happened that made my heart stop. My dad came out. He walked straight to my mum's car, got in and drove it into the garage, and then closed the garage door, like he realised it was a loose thread he needed to tie up. So now I know 2 things. 1, my mum is missing, and 2, she was terrified of somebody hearing her the last time we spoke. And that someone was probably my dad.